Hi, my name's Kayla Johnson, and I want to introduce myself to you as we get started along this new and exciting journey. So, I was born and raised in South Dakota, and I'm currently in my 6th year teaching at the Hamlin Education Center as a kindergarten through 5th grade elementary PE teacher. Along with coaching 8th grade and 9th grade girls basketball, and the school is located out near Hayti, South Dakota. Working backwards from there, I spent my undergraduate degree at Northwestern College, which is in Orange City, Iowa. There, I studied kinesiology and got a degree in physical education with a teaching endorsement and a health minor. My high school experience I spent at Dubrick High School. I spent kindergarten all the way through my senior year there and was also able to have my mother as my own kindergarten teacher. Reflecting back upon my experiences as a child, a lot of that was influenced by my own dad. Even before we could play anything, he'd take us to the gym during the winter months. We'd be playing up and down the hallways on the sidelines as he'd be playing basketball with the other guys. He'd take us to the golf course in the summer. We'd just ride the cart around until we were old enough to play. My dad was also my t-ball coach, starting in 1st grade and 2nd grade and continuing on. He also became my 4th and 5th grade basketball coach before I started junior high. And I always remember my favorite part about elementary school was the last day of school where we participated in the field day events. I always loved competing against my classmates. It came so naturally for me, and I was able to beat all the guys in my class too. While I was in junior high, my sister and I were the only two in our school who were involved in 6 different sports. 2 in the fall, 1 in the winter, 2 in the spring, and even 1 in the summer months also. Once I finished 8th grade, I realized I couldn't be involved in 5 different varsity sports during the school year. So I kind of narrowed it down to cross country in the fall, played basketball in the wintertime, golf in the springtime, and still played on our slow pitch softball teams in the summer. During my 4 years of high school summer months, I even played on 3 different softball teams. 1 the high school softball team, 1 with the women's traveling team, and 1 with my high school classmates. Once I finished high school, I was still involved in sports. I even competed at the intercollegiate level when I went to Northwestern College. I played on the golf team for 4 years. Our golf season was during the fall and the spring seasons. In the winter months, we'd be in the weight room training, getting ready for the next season. And in between all that time, I'd also be competing with my friends on intramural sports between dodgeball, softball, basketball, and volleyball. I really took any chance I could to participate in something. There have been 2 main people in my life who've had a major influence on my involvement with sports and being active. First one is Cindy. Cindy was my junior high and high school youth pastor, and she was also my PE teacher for my senior year of high school. Cindy wasn't just a teacher who played dodgeball with us, which is what our junior high PE teachers did. She brought in special presenters. She brought us really interesting places that just opened my eyes to something beyond just a dodgeball game. We learned how to do kickboxing. We went and did rock climbing, which is a pretty big novelty in the Midwest. We did a bunch of communication games, a lot of teamwork and team building activities, which I just appreciated all the effort she put into that too. That has had a major influence on me becoming a PE teacher as well. The other person who's had a big role in my life is my own dad. As I mentioned before, my dad brought us around to all different sports that he was involved with. We started to join him. My younger brother and sister and I, we competed with each other, with our friends, just in our yard. My dad was a farmer growing up, so we spent a lot of time out in the farm just playing around on the grain bins, playing in the trees, building forts in the backyard, just plenty of time spending outside. Another part of that was just my cousins. I grew up around a lot of my cousins, and they were involved in sports and were close in age. So it just became a really big social thing where we'd go to our own games, we'd go watch our cousins' games, our aunt and uncles would come and watch. So being active was partly the enjoyment part, the competition part, but it was also just a big social aspect with our family and our school and all our friends being involved too. Within the last 5 years, I've gained this new appreciation for the outdoor sports. 5 summers ago, I signed up to work with a rafting ministry based out of Oregon called Youth Dynamics. There, we got to be a part of a team that led kids down on whitewater rafting trips. We'd take them rock climbing, we'd take them backpacking, we'd take them through challenge course trips too. And that was a whole new experience for a kid who grew up in the Midwest, but I absolutely loved it. Part of it was the community that we formed around it, the relationships we formed with the kids, and just the chance to be outside, away from a gym also. So from that, I gained this new excitement of exploring different parts of the country. 2 summers ago, I took my first ever solo backpacking trip, which partly scared my parents, going out solo, never having done this before. But I took up my backpack and I hitched a ride all the way up to the Canadian border, and I backpacked the Superior Hiking Trail, which follows Lake Superior all the way down to Duluth, Minnesota. Then I came back to school, finished another school year, and last summer I even upped up my game even more. I went to the Appalachian Trail, and I started out in Atlanta, Georgia, and started hiking north. I hiked all the way through Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, and I spent the entire month of June, which I was able to cover 350 miles on the Appalachian Trail, also a solo trip, but turned out to be an incredible experience in the whole new world of backpacking culture and getting to meet a trail family, which has helped me to introduce some of my close college friends to what backpacking can be like when you do it in community too. And currently, I'm still involved in many different things, including backpacking, which I just mentioned. I run half marathons every summer or so, maybe with family or friends who rally upon with me. I often take my bike out to work. I live 10 miles from work, so sometimes I'd ride my bike in or just go for a casual bike ride after school or on the weekends. My family is also involved in a basketball tournament that we are part of every year. It's with our church group, and the church hosts this massive basketball tournament. It's been a tradition ever since my dad was in college, and I've played in it for many years too. And those softball teams I listed earlier, I'm still playing on those. We just finished a tournament last weekend, and I'm looking forward to our staff softball team against the seniors in homecoming in a couple weeks too. So I'm enrolled in this master's program because I believe in my students. I believe in the future that they have, and I see the potential for them to do great things in our future. But if I want them to do well, I've also got to be able to do my best part in giving them the education they have. They deserve great educators who are also willing to be lifelong learners, and that's what I want to be a part of too. Something that I hope to get out of this program is for me to become a better teacher. I want to become a master teacher in my field, more confident in what we're speaking about, and to bring awareness to the importance of PE and not just something to fill our day with, but the direct correlation it has to everyone's overall well-being. And that's why I want to be in this program, is so that I can help myself, my students, and my school become the best that we can be.